Wondering what these famous people have in common? Yes, they are all celebrities. But there is another thing that's common between all of them. Each of these celebrities suffered from a speech disorder at some point in life. But that didn't stop them in attaining the heights they have gone to. And such is the story of a simple village girl who's the lead character of the story we shall read today, Bholi, written by K.A. Abbas. But before we read the story, let me throw some light on the life and works of the author. The stories of Khwaja Ahmad Abbas, aka K.A. Abbas, focus on the lives of the common man. He is a writer who consciously depicts the tales of those ordinary people who accomplished heroic deeds simply by virtue of their undaunted spirit and the sheer will to survive. He was touched by the ideas of the Marxist philosophy, and with this ideological base, K.A. Abbas was motivated to look for real-life stories of poverty and hunger, exploitation and protest, alienation and hope, patriarchy and the rise of the woman's voice. And that is the crux of the story, Bholi. From her very childhood, Bholi was neglected at home. Why did her teacher take special interest in her? Did Bholi measure up to her teacher's expectations? Let's read the story and find out more about this village simpleton, Bholi, by K.A. Abbas. Her name was Sulekha, but since her childhood, everyone had been calling her Bholi the simpleton. She was the fourth daughter of Nambardar Ramlal. When she was 10 months old, she had fallen off the cot on her head, and perhaps it had damaged some part of her brain. That was why she remained a backward child and came to be known as Bholi the simpleton. At birth, the child was very fair and pretty. But when she was 2 years old, she had an attack of smallpox. Only the eyes were saved, but the entire body was permanently disfigured by deep black pockmarks. Little Sulekha could not speak till she was 5, and when at last she learned to speak, she stammered. The other children often made fun of her and mimicked her. As a result, she talked very little. Ramlal had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters, and the youngest of them was Bholi. It was a prosperous farmer's household, and there was plenty to eat and drink. All the children, except Bholi, were healthy and strong. The sons had been sent to the city to study in schools and later in colleges. Of the daughters, Radha, the eldest, had already been married. The second daughter, Mangala's marriage had also been settled, and when that was done, Ramlal would think of the third, Champa. They were good-looking, healthy girls, and it was not difficult to find bridegrooms for them. But Ramlal was worried about Bholi. She had neither good looks nor intelligence. Bholi was 7 years old when Mangala was married. The same year, a primary school for girls was opened in their village. The Tehsildar Sahib came to perform its opening ceremony. He said to Ramlal, "As a revenue official, you are the representative of the government in the village, and so you must set an example to the villagers. You must send your daughters to school." That night, when Ramlal consulted his wife, she cried, "Are you crazy? If girls go to school, who will marry them?" But Ramlal had not the courage to disobey the Tehsildar. At last his wife said, "I will tell you what to do. Send Bholi to school. As it is, there is little chance of her getting married with her ugly face and lack of sense. Let the teachers at school worry about her." Time to take a break and understand this part in detail. So as we read, Bholi's actual name was Sulekha. She was the 4th daughter of Nambardar Ramlal. When she was 10 months old, she had fallen off the cot on her head and perhaps it had damaged some part of her brain. The fall and the consequent damage to her brain made her a backward child, and she came to be known as Bholi the simpleton. You see, at birth, Bholi was very fair and pretty, but when she was 2 years old, she had an attack of smallpox. Except her eyes, the entire body was marked with deep black pockmarks, and owing to her head injury, she could not speak till she was 5, and finally, when she learned to speak, she stammered. Owing to these misfortunes, other children in the household made fun of her. Thus, to avoid being laughed at by others, Bholi talked very little. When a primary school for girls was opened in Bholi's village, the Tehsildar asked Ramlal to send his daughters to the school because Ramlal was a revenue official. In the Tehsildar's opinion, Ramlal, being a government employee, should set an example to the villagers by sending his own children to the school to motivate the rest of the villagers. But during those days, ordinary people could not think of sending their daughters to schools. Sending a daughter to school was considered unbecoming to a gentle and respected family. Besides, it was hard to find a boy for an educated girl to be married to. I know, that's a crazy idea, but that's how the society was. Ramlal's wife found it a sound idea sending the deformed and stammering Bholi to school. In her opinion, Bholi would not get a groom due to her deformity, so the question of marriage was out of the context. Doesn't this part stink of racism and stereotypes? Sure does. Will Bholi be able to bring herself out of this? Now that brings me to the end of this video, but there is a lot more coming up in the second part of the story. See you there. TutorMate. For more amazing video lectures, download the free app on the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.